sounds like you also feel really, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, just based on what you're saying, like, do you feel at home in that space too? Like that kind of like collective trauma and like healing together?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm one of the people that stands by, like, I think my parents were doing the best that they could. And with that, both my parents grew up, dad not so much, but mom grew up very, very conservative Christian. And that was, the foundation. And there are a lot of things that I grab from that of like, I do have this innate hope that like, I see their faith and their spirituality as the thing that really anchored them through really tough times. And with that, with having a group of like-minded individuals with one person maybe in charge or a certain narrative, like things get really messy. And so, and I understand it's difficult for parents to talk about sex, but then my mom's solution was, finding a program called Passport to Purity. And I went on a trip with my mom and got a actual passport signed by my dad and a purity ring. So like there were some flaws in the system. And yeah, I've definitely been hurt by the church. I've been hurt by pastors not believing like women. And so this is close. And I think that was part of that thing of like, oh, right. This is why I'm interested in it, because I've been hurt too. Unfortunately, so I went to Fuller Seminary for school, which is not progressive and not inclusive and not affirming. And I struggled with that choice because I didn't want to be a Christian therapist. But
and is that kind of the mission of the school in a way, is to be?
No, not outrightly, but I think a lot of people go there with that hope and it can be cultivated. You know what I mean? Like, it was refreshing. And I was choosing between two different programs, and I had a mentor of sorts who she was just like, you know what, Fuller does actually have a good reputation. Like the students I've worked with as interns, they know their stuff. So I was like, okay, I got a stamp of approval, I'll go. But it was interesting. I didn't realize that I needed that for myself to be in a familiar space while I was doing a lot of deconstruction work.
Okay.
So, and having a lot of professors who really cared about me and wanted to give me that space and give me resources along the way. So it was actually in school that I personally, I did redefine my own faith. Like, I do identify as a Christian, which I know may be surprising. And my God is a woman.
Okay.
God looks very different from the God I grew up with.
Sure.
And in that, I have found an affirming church. We welcome everyone. Okay. And so that has been part of the healing work for me. And not anything I push on my clients. It's more so just when they are talking about how they grew up, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. No, I really get it.